Kitchen Mystery Uncovered. Last Saturday, I hosted a game night at my place. It started like any other, with chips, dip, and a playlist heavily featuring songs from the early 2000s. My friend Dave showed up with a dusty old board game he found in his attic called Mansion Mayhem. The box was falling apart, and the pieces were a mismatched collection of what looked like tokens from Monopoly, Sorry, and a couple of stray Lego bricks. Despite the mess, we decided to give it a whirl. The game had a tantalizing promise on the cover: solve the mystery of the mansion. We were all in for a night of intrigue, or at least, we hoped so. As we started playing, the game quickly became more puzzling than we anticipated. The rules were vague, the cards were faded, and the board was a patchwork of rooms that didn't seem to connect logically. But the strangest part? Every time we rolled the dice, regardless of what number came up, we somehow ended up in the kitchen. "Maybe it's a metaphor for life," said Sarah, trying to be philosophical while munching on a handful of pretzels. "Or maybe Dave's just terrible at counting spaces," I suggested, which earned a chorus of agreement and a defensive shrug from Dave. Things escalated when we decided to improvise and add our own rules to spice things up. We introduced challenges like act like a butler until your next turn or convince someone why you should be allowed to stay in the kitchen. Yet, no matter what, the dice would still land us in that infernal kitchen. We tried everything: different dice, different players rolling, even substituting the dice with a coin flip, but nothing worked. It became a running joke that the real mystery was finding out how we kept being magnetically drawn to the kitchen of this fictitious mansion. By the end of the night, we were all in stitches, laughing at the absurdity of it all. Dave, attempting to redeem himself, announced that he'd figured it out. "Guys, the mystery of the mansion is solved," he declared triumphantly. We leaned in, eager to hear his revelation. "The kitchen is where all the snacks are," he said with a grin. "And the real mystery is why we ever left in the first place." With that, we all nodded in agreement, realizing that perhaps, in our quest for entertainment, we had accidentally stumbled upon the deepest truth of life: wherever the snacks are, so too should we be.